Welcome back to my cave, once again, humans. What kind of video did I decide to make today? Well, I've been playing this Pokemon ROM hack called Pokemon Emerald Elite Redux. Is it Redux or Redo? It's all Greek to me. But, anyways, I've been playing this game on Elite difficulty, and I gotta say, this game is hard as balls. And I wanted to torture myself by doing the entire game with every single type in the game. That's right, 18 different monotype runs. You know why? Because I'm a masochist. That's why. Not sure how far I'll get in this endeavor. I'll probably give up less than halfway through, but who knows? Maybe this is one I'll stick to. For once. I'm not going to be covering the whole game, mostly just the gym leaders and important battles and whatnot. But, yeah. Of course, before I get anywhere in this endeavor, I have to beat Roxanne, the first gym leader in the game. This was easy, but this was also really hard with certain types, and I kind of wanted to show off my runs at fighting her, starting with...
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity buck bumble.
Before I begin, I just want to say that I don't have the original videos of me beating Roxanne with the first two types. All I have are some sped up versions that I uploaded to Discord, so tried to speed these up a little bit and they look kind of crappy, so if you're wondering why, that's why. Anyway, the first type is actually weak to rock, so you'd think this would be kinda hard, but I didn't have too much problems beating Roxanne with this team. My Swadloon really carried me through this battle, though my Shelmet did take some of the abuse, and, well, it was mostly Swadloon. Swadloon was really useful here, given that it's part grass type, so it has a type advantage against, most of her Pokemon. Let's see how this went.
That sounds a little dark for you.
Sorry for both the sound and video quality. It's just these first two, I swear. This one was harder, but it still didn't take me that many tries to beat this one. There's a lot of multi-attacking Pokemon to break through Focus Sash and whatnot. And, I got quite a few fast ones, but, not particularly powerful ones except for Mighty Ina. Mighty Ina's a beast. At least this early in the game. Also a quick shout out to my friend Tag. I put Stunky on my team because my friend Tag is a big fan of skunks, and I kinda wanted him on my team as a way to honor him. A little bit. Hey Tag! And not only is he on my dark team, expect him on my poison team too. When doing a dragon monotype, one word of advice I can say, get Noibat. Noibat lives in Rustboro Tunnel to the east of Rustboro. There is a version of Noibat in Sea Spray Cavern, but that's Delta Noibat and it's not a dragon type, so I can't use it. Noibat has an ability called Mountaineer, which makes it immune to rock types, which is pretty handy in a gym filled with rock types. And it gets Water Pulse, which also helps. Like I said, Noibat was a huge help here. I do not regret going all the way through all those trainers just to get to Rustboro Tunnel because that was not easy, I am not going to lie. Also, there is not that many dragon types this early in the game. Like I said, get Noibat. And speaking of Noibat, another shout out, this time to my friend Bolt Greywing, who really likes bats. Bats are so adorable. Pommel, being a fighting type, was a massive help in fighting Roxanne and the Rock Gym in general. And at this point, it's starting to make me question her as a gym leader. I mean, compared to everyone else in her gym, she doesn't seem that much stronger. She actually doesn't. I mean, she kind of seems kind of easy. I don't know. It just these past 4 gyms, even if I've struggled just a little bit, she doesn't really seem any harder than any of her gym mates, and it just kind of I don't know, I mean, just why is she the gym leader? Now I know why she's the gym leader. One of her big strengths over the other members of this gym is the fact that she has monsters that are designed to combat some of her weaknesses, specifically water and grass. And that made this a fucking nightmare. I mean, maybe it's just the fact that the fairies you get this early in the game suck. Things like speed, killing power, priority moves, durability, a lot of that is really not that easy to find among the fairies this early in the game. There's no multi-hitting fairies, so you can't break through Focus Sash, and oh my god, fuck Whiskash, fuck his Dragon Dance, if he gets one off, you are toast. This is one of those battles where the only way to win is to really get lucky. But then again, maybe I just didn't use the right fairy types. If you're a veteran at this game, let me know in the comments some fairy types that would have made this easier. I probably didn't use them. After fighting her with fairy typing, this was a picnic in comparison. She really doesn't have any good counters for strong fighting types, and you get quite a few of them. A few strong ones, a few fast ones, some good priorities. Ladian's an absolute beast. This was easy. Oh, but it's gonna get hard real fast after this. I regret everything. What am I doing with my life? Ah! Not surprisingly, this was hard. Obviously, fire is weak to rock. Fire is weak to ground. Fire is weak to water. There's a lot of those types on her team. So, yeah, I didn't have an easy time with this one. This required some real high IQ play here, and a little bit of luck. But, Numo's a pretty decent mon to use for this. He's got stamina, some good defense. He's a pretty durable little guy. Other than that, there's this one Pokeball at the end of the first route, and it contains a random starter. I was lucky enough to get Raboot. Well, technically Cinderace, who evolves into Raboot, but you get my point. And, well, I was tempted to not allow Libero, because if I use a fighting type move, Raboot is no longer a fire type, but the people at the Discord server talked me into using it. But one thing you might notice coming up is that I have Pignite on my team, and I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, why do you got Pignite on your team? Why'd you pick him as a starter? Pignite sucks! Well, that's because Emboar is my favorite fire starter. I just really heart the big chunky fire Muppet. I think he's kinda cute in a derpy sort of way. Plus I just love his size presence, so I kinda have some personal attachment to the Emboar line. So that's why he's on my team. Now to see if I can take him through the entire game. Poor Emboar. Another tough one, but there are a few that can help you. Once again, our old pal Noibat makes an appearance. You'll notice I sent out Wingull as well. He's gonna be really handy. And let's not forget my starter, Skiploom, the grass type. Even with those three, keep in mind that flying is weak to rock. So, not an easy one. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember if I struggled with this one or not. You do get several options to cover some of the weaknesses at least. Plus, I get to use the other Noibat for this team, the Redo Noibat. The cool thing about Redo Noibat is that it's both Ghost and Rock type. Other than Redo Noibat, you get a couple of Grass Ghost types to use, as well as Sandygast, and I guess my Ghastly and my Shuppet were quite a bit of help here, actually. I remember Shuppet being useful as a priority striker. I don't remember the rest of my playthrough with Ghost. This one was kinda long ago, but hey, we're halfway done.
You should stop playing this game and go touch some grass, you little...
I kind of expected this to be harder. Maybe it's just because the fairy typing gave me so much struggles even though I had grass types on my team, but I guess her team isn't so good at tackling a full team of grass types. Plus, you get a lot of grass types, including that Skiploom I mentioned, who have an ability that lets them use Solar Beam every turn. Good old Beefysaur gets it too. And by Beefysaur, I mean the Bulbasaur line, who is honestly my favorite grass starter. Not gonna lie.
You are grounded, Ginger, indefinitely, period.
Good old ground type. Might be one of my favorite types in the game, to be honest. And I have to be honest, this one was actually harder than I expected. Probably because ground is strong against rock, so I figured that would actually help, but wasn't as easy as I was expecting. You do at least get Paldean Wooper, who can set up toxic spikes, and that's good for about half the team. It's no Aaron, though. Oh boy, we'll get to Aaron in a little bit. You also get the pre-evolution of Larry, Curly, and Mo, who gets tangling hair that can slow down anything that makes contact with him, which is also pretty useful. So, there's that, but overall, this was actually a surprisingly decent one. Surprisingly challenging, at least. Oh boy, let's see how it goes. At least I poisoned frickin' Whiscash. Alright, go get him, pre-evolution of Larry, Curly, and Mo. Oh my god, I am going to rant about this thing's evolution in the next video. Don't you worry.
I want you to.
I know. Free.
Oh my god, I hated the trek to Rustboro for this one. You only get like 5 ice types up to that point, and that's if you pick Steel as your ice starter. Otherwise, you only get 4. You know, unless you went to the Dragon type and got Excalibur, or went to the Psychic type and got Mime Jr., who can turn into Galarian Mime, but until you get to Rustboro, 5 is all you get. Not helping was me running around like a dweebenheimer because I couldn't find the second level to Sea Spray Cavern, which is above Rustboro. I don't know why, just one of those dweebenheimer moments. But once you find the second level of Sea Spray Cavern, you basically get access to all the ice types you could possibly want. And once you do, well, then the gym is actually quite easy, despite the fact that ice is weak to rock. Like, I'm not kidding. The ice types you get in that place are really strong. Really useful ice types there. I fully recommend going to that ice cavern because you're not going to get a full team otherwise. Also, you might be wondering why Snover and not Alolan Vulpix. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't like Vulpix. I never have, never will. I didn't even like the original version of Vulpix. Plus, Abomasnow is big and menacing, and those are the kind of designs I like. Plus, I hear Christmas Abomasnow is actually pretty strong. I don't know how to get Christmas Abomasnow. I'm not even sure it's in this version of the game, but I'm sure it's later in the game. It's still pretty early, so
It's perfectly normal.
Normal? What do you know about normal?
Did I say ground type was my favorite? Nah, I have to be honest, I think normal type might be my favorite for overall designs, especially since Snorlax is one of my absolute favorite Pokemon next to Drowsy. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a Munchlax in the berry bushes, so he's not on my team just yet. But I do have a few other Pokemon I like, including Vigoroth, who is an absolute monster at this point in the game, as well as Bibarel, who's got Growing Tooth and Simple, which basically gives him a free Swords Dance every time he uses Hyper Fang. And hell, even thinking about how much I like normal types, yeah! I'm being honest, especially since normal types are the only ones I liked in Generations 8 and 9. Like, Greedent is a normal type, and he's one of the only Pokemon I liked in Generation 8. Blood Moon Ursaluna is a normal type, and he's one of the only Pokemon I liked in Generation 9. So, yeah, I guess so.
the time your victim realizes that you've used it, it's already too late.
I mentioned before that Whiscash is a bitch and a half, but I have not given enough credit to that frickin' Bombardier. In the previous fight, Bombardier had to use Parting Shot just to send my Vigoroth into beatability. And in other matches and other runs I've done, Bombardier has been able to sweep my entire team due to being super fast and usually having a move that one-shots my guy. And I am learning more and more as I play through this game that that's gonna be a running theme of Pokemon that are just always faster than you, always stronger than you, always able to one-shot you, but also always durable. Always able to prevent being one-shot themselves. It's really a pain in the ass. But no, it's just a skill issue. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna start complaining about that sooner or later. Just elitism in general. Like, I'm so sorry I can't go through the entire game with a fucking Magikarp and beat every single opponent like you can. But that doesn't mean I'm bad, because I'm honestly trying my best. Sometimes it really is just the game being way too hard in a not-so-fun way. And I don't remember how Poison went, but I'm pretty sure this one was kind of a struggle. But I got a few types I can use, I guess, so might as well.
She's talking like she already knows what I'm gonna say. Is she a clairvoyant?
Oh, psychic types. If there's ever been a type that's been hit with the Nerf hammer as heavily as you guys have, I don't want to know what it is. Poor things. And, as I expected, this one wasn't too easy either. At this point, I don't know what to expect anymore. Plus, I've been trying to put the Redo Monkey Trio on my team, and those poor things just can't catch a break. In the Dark type run, the little monkey guy didn't get to do much. In the Fighting type run, he didn't get to do anything. And here, it was just a sacrificial lamb. Poor thing. But at least I got cute little Woobat on my team. Cute little fluffy flutter. Plus another bat. Hi, Bolt. As much as I've struggled with Roxanne, though, how much worse can it get? That is going to be on my mind going forward. How much worse can it get? Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, as it turns out, when you fight fire with fire, everyone gets burned. Though in this case, it's when you fight rock with rock. But you know what I mean. This was another pain in the ass. At least Aaron exists. He's a good way of setting up traps very early, but there aren't any good sweepers this early in the game. That's kind of unfortunate, but that does make things a lot harder. But if you can't beat them with speed, beat them with bulk. I have to be honest, bulky defensive monsters don't get enough credit. It's always about the speedsters in this game, but in this fight, I had some fun with bulky monsters, and it actually worked out pretty good for me. But oh boy, getting that magic combination was not easy. Oh boy. But hey, there's only 2 types left to go, and they are both strong against rock, so hopefully the final 2 will be easy, right? Right?
dude!
Well, thankfully, Riot. This one ended up not being too bad. I got to use a lot of strong monsters that I used previously, like Aaron, Alolan Sandshrew, and of course, the pre-evolution of Larry, Curly, and Moe. That Alolan frickin' Sandshrew is a beast. Sometimes it just takes one strong monster, like Vigoroth and my normal type one. I mean, that Vigoroth was focus punching everyone into oblivion. Do not sleep on focus punch for this fight. You never know when you might actually be able to put it to good use. Not to mention Aaron with forcing the opponents to switch out and get into the traps. That was also pretty useful. I mean, this was a pretty fun team to use, I'm not gonna lie. Plus, I hear Mega Aaron got a massive buff in this half. Like, he's actually really strong. Another steel type that's actually really strong, if you can even believe it, Bastiodon. Apparently, he got a massive buff too. So, if anyone really likes that derpy-ass Triceratops, this is the hack for you.
He's got a big head and his face, he's like, duh!
Water everywhere, so let's all have a drink.
I'll admit this last one's a little anticlimactic. This is actually the easiest type to beat her gym with, especially since water types have it made this early in the game. You get access to a rain setter, tons of swift swimmers, and frickin' Love Disc. Love Disc came out of nowhere with how tough she is at the beginning of the game. Like, seriously, do not sleep on Love Disc. I didn't even get to use half my team because Love Disc is such a fucking menace. Like, wow, Love Disc is a pushover in the real game. How did it become this powerful? But no, seriously, do not sleep on Love Disc. That is a Pokemon you want early in the game. But even without Love Disc, Roxanne's team is mostly weak to water except the 2 water types. So even without Love Disc, you got a lot of options to use against her. Like I said, this is kind of anticlimactic. I'm kind of ending with the easiest gem or easiest monotype to beat Roxanne with, but that's how it is. I'm going alphabetically, and water is the last one in the alphabet. So, I guess, sorry for the anticlimactic ending. And that's it! I'm done! I did it! I beat the first gym leader out of 8. And there's still a ton of fights left to go, including the Elite Four, the Champion, Team Magma, Team Aqua. What am I getting myself into? But I managed to beat Roxanne, so it like I said, it begs the question, how much worse can it get? How much worse can it possibly get? Oh my god. Even in the next few challenges, in the next video I kind of want to do the first rival fight, the first Steven fight, and the second gym leader, but I'm probably going to speed up the videos even more than I did the first time. And, oh my god. It has been a nightmare so far, and I'm not even halfway done beating Steven and Broly with all the types. I'm still stuck on Dragon. I cannot figure out how to beat Broly with the Mono Dragon team, but oh boy. We'll cross that bridge if I make another video of these. And, by the way, yeah, that little bastard right there, that's Larry, Curly, and Mo. Oh, don't you worry, I'm gonna be talking about these 3 little fuckballs in the next video. But for now, I'm gonna end the video right here. Until next time, I'm Balf, and the cave is closed. Die, Larry, Curly, and Moe.